Hello everyone and welcome to the first event of the BIM ZERO series. Today's event is named "Which is the purpose of BIM and what is OpenBIM?" Today's event is sponsored by BIM Week and BIM Campus and developed by BIM Freelance. And today's speaker will be Gustavo Ferreira. Gustavo Ferreira is an architect, engineer and urban planner, as well as a technologist, and the creator of the International Master BIM Manager. He's also the CEO of BIM Freelance.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Gustavo. Thank you for being here today. I would like to thank the audience as well. And without further ado, I will pass you the word to make us a brief presentation about the topic today, and then later we'll have a round of questions.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Daniel. I proceed with the presentation. You can see that. And then this presentation is about the current state of the building industry and what happens for the future, why we are talking about BIM, and which is the purpose of all of that. Today, we have now the performance we need. Even energy efficiency is one of the indicators that tell us we are not doing the good job with the products. Building today, this is an exaggeration, but you know, now we are not doing a great job in many of the fields, especially when we operate, when we rebuild, when we renovate. And that's building is not like a product. Building need to be more like a product, because these kind of mistakes are an exaggeration, but you know, happens. When we deliver layouts, the problem of the 2D is that kind of mistakes on construction. You know, if we have a layout, we don't see that there is different labels, and we can have this kind of mistakes that bother everyone. Paper all over. Even digital paper is the same, because for PDFs, we print that and we create printing and we send by email and with the US postal services. It's not the right way. Productivity. We can't achieve the productivity of the other industrial fields. Our field is decreasing in productivity, is the red curve, and it's decreasing year by year. Why? We are doing a great job. We are advancing step by step in our discipline, but the problem is connect the other disciplines, you know, that's the problem. And then the future must be something like a car, something like a product of the other industry. The purpose of the BIM is to create a product with the quality of the most advanced industries. We need to use a lean approach, and we need to focus on sustainability and all the life cycle of the product, because especially the building has the value in the life cycle when the building is operated, and need the quality of other industries. We need the performance, we need the quality, we need to focus on the client. That's the guide of all the industries for us. This guide, one of the most important guys on BIM, Patrick McLean, the creator of Building Smart, this guy is pushing the curve, the black curve, and telling us that if you see the axis, you see pre-design, schematic design, the design phase and the construction documents phase. And then if we are doing the job of creating together something in the construction documents, we have a great problem, because the curve is so next to the curve of the red curve. When we are closer to the red curve, we are spending a lot of money, because mistakes must be avoided in the first stage. The blue curve is doing the job, the same activity, but in the early design stage. That's the point of Patrick McLean, saying the early design stage is where all together, all in collaboration, create the design and avoid all the mistakes for the future. The green curve that comes from the top to the bottom indicates that design impact is on the pre-design and schematic design. If we don't do our job in these phases, then we can't avoid, and then we are spending the money of our clients and are doing a bad job. The future are standards and interoperability. We need to share information between all the disciplines, because the question is not each discipline. For the product, is not you have tires, you have wheels, you have the model, we have the interior of the car. This is not the point. It's not one separated of the other. We are creating a complete product. We are creating an integrated product. And the quality of overall quality is the collaboration between everyone, is the equilibrium between all the disciplines. And then here there is BIM. The purpose of BIM is create industrial product and exist. It's a virtual building that has all the values that we need. Life cycle we have now. We have the concession of the pre-design, design, pre-construction, construction, handover, and operations, and even demolition. If the product is not needed anymore, we demolish in a sustainable way. We control all the life cycle, even when the building is going out from the life cycle. All the specialties are there, no problem. This is not the problem right now. Includes map and structure, because everything is there, is in coordination with the rest of the AECO. People are prepared. People, engineers, architects, project managers, construction managers are prepared to share information. It's three-dimensional. You can understand. We are all collaborating on the BIM model. We are all collaborating with the data. It's the new advantage, and it exists right now. It's available already. Visualization that everyone can understand. When we present an idea, even out of the project team, out of the project entity, everyone can understand us and can share the information and can share, and for the license is invaluable. Eco-efficiency is the performance of the building. It's the performance in a sustainable way. It's not only efficiency, but sustainability also. We have that is possible with the BIM model, because we have the simulations that create this kind of data important for decision making. We capture the city. We can develop a virtualization of the design phase with the project management. I mean, we simulate the whole process. No mistake there, because there is a lot of people from elsewhere, decision making, owner, consultants, contractor, city, etc., that sees the process and say, I have a problem with that. And then we avoid the mistakes and don't go to the construction phase, and we avoid all the problems that we will have ahead if we don't work in the early design stage. Construction phase, this graphic, for example, is easy to explain. When you see blanks, these blanks are with the spaces that you see on the left. You see that line, and you see that in a 13 point, that is the axis, there is a blank. Why we are not using that? The virtualization of the process is available, and we can see and find certain spaces where people are not working on the place. And it's important to avoid spend time that is not valuable for the client. On the other side, when you see the ellipses, the red ellipses, you see that there is a lot of people in one place, and there is a problem about that. All this budget line, that is a methodology of project management, is available directly from the data of the BIM. It's like a miracle. It's not a miracle. The data of the elements are there, and the location are there. No problem with that. Being in construction phase, we can control and ensure the quality of the building on site. Is the same we are planning and designing and modeling with the final real world. The as-built model is created perfectly, and now we have the technology, the devices. We have all devices, not only for point cloud, not only for control the measure. We have the devices, verbose devices of mobile phones and tablets that connect with the team and connect with the infrastructures. It's available right now. They include the whole built environment. all the infrastructures, everything, and is ready for the smart city. Everything is here. We have the vision, the purpose, and we have everything here. That's the point of the BIM.
So first of all, why not just start with what is BIM?
Yeah, I understand the point, and that's one of the main issues of this first event. But you know, we are trying for years to explain the BIM as is, and nobody understands the BIM the first time. Nobody. We are trying to explain the BIM from the BIM itself. And one of important thing is industry is not the point. We are trying to explain BIM to the industry, and industry at the same point as the public. We need to explain to the public what happens with the industry. What are we doing? How is our contribution to the overall? We have now the resources, we have now the data, we have now the everything here to do something for the public, and then we need to explain to the public, and even from the industry, but for the public, that what are we doing and what the public can expect from us. For example, owners and occupants are enjoying our best construction and best operations because they enjoy and then get money and business from our work. Understand? And then it's important for them to understand that we are doing that for creating value for them. Creating value, creating better products, creating products that they are developing. In fact, one of the important questions is that we are developing that for the owners to decide, because the business is their business, it's not our business. We are creating and doing the job for them and for society.
Okay, so if I understood you correctly, all disciplines already existed, although they were unable to deliver better buildings?
Yeah, we in the industry are together, are now already, all the disciplines exist. Some disciplines are coming, but this is not the question right now. The problem is we are not engaging one each other. And this problem is we have the data, we have the computers, we have the process, and then we are capable to do better buildings. One important thing is that we are collaborating and the disciplines are there and are collaborating one each other, but the client is coming. The client, the owner, must understand what we are doing to enter, to introduce in the project entity and to deliver with us the project and decide in the early design stage, which is the value of our activity for him or for her, for the clients, for the governments, I don't know, for the investment funds. One interesting thing with the clients and the consultants is we are doing our job and then they review our work and they say, I don't like that. They don't know what is right, how to, it's impossible as a client, what do you want? A doctor never asks a patient or somebody, what do you want to be? What is your expectation? My expectation is to be right. My expectation is to be healthy. The question is, people are expecting from us the art and the technology and the performance and the values and the business models, innovation that create value for them. But they have a tool. It's telling us what they don't want. And this is the decision making that we need in the process to create value. It's not sophisticated. It's what it is.
Okay, so collaboration is the key?
Yeah, absolutely. Collaboration between disciplines is the key. This is the achievement right now. Technology, internet, pervasive devices, all this kind of thing is only to deliver us something that is impossible in the past. People that work on the industry in the past are doing the best job they can. Now it's not the same. Now the industry is not really doing the job that they can achieve.
Now on that subject, why do you think productivity is so low?
Well, construction industry is really now the construction industry, not the life cycle industry of the built environment. It's concentrated in their own achievements, and it's increasing the value from the point of view of each piece of the industry. But you know, at the same time, there is a lot of actors in the construction industry that are comfortable with the situation and are not evolving, and overall are not interested in changing nothing. And then collaboration needs the companies to be engaged for the client. Industry is not contractor, is not suppliers, is not architect, is not engineer. It's every part of the process of the life cycle. It's all the part of the life cycle collaborating together. And this is huge for a lot of industries and means something overwhelming. And now productivity is creating advances in the process, but each industry, each structural engineers with structural companies or mechanical, etc., and are unable to create this kind of productivity on the overall of the life cycle. We need to see the life cycle, and the productivity is the overall, not each one.
Okay, so you're saying that we should match the quality of other industries?
Yeah, it's hard, but can be. Our industry is a large scale industry, but you know, we need to avoid losses. We need to avoid stocks. We need to avoid time spent. We need to avoid people that are wasting time, resources not improving. This is the same focus than the lean. The lean focus, the lean approach is to avoid waste of overproduction, or miss time and resources and people don't doing nothing, or time spent that can be there. There is 8 losses in fact, and the lean approach is so important as methodology to understand how to avoid this kind of thing and increase. In fact, the lean approach is the base for a point of view called lean construction. Lean construction is something that comes from the Toyota production system, comes from the cars. This approach comes from the car. The industry of automotive show us what we are doing in the building industry, because they are focusing also in the client and in avoiding waste. And that's the point in this industry. And they are looking for the whole life cycle of the vehicle. For us, that was incredible is we have the opportunity to create more customized products, because cars now are customized for each one, not only the color, but all the devices, all the setup of the car is different. Is made for seems to be personal, but it's a model. In the case of building, each building is unique.
Yeah, I was about to say that we were talking about cars, but cars are mass produced. You know, there are many copies of them, while buildings are, just as you said, unique. They're all different.
Yeah, and that's the question, because our industry is a mass customization industry. Our industry must be based on different products and the approach to the customer, and the customer integrated on the creation of value, because we are not creating a product only. We are creating value. Car create value when you use for transportation, for different uses, go to work or go to travel, for business or for enjoyment. You know, car gives value chain, and different cars give different values, even representation. And you know, the buildings are representing the values and the needs of the client. If we integrate and we co-design, we collaborate and we integrate in the co-design with the customers, we integrate the customers, and somebody that is out there, that is somebody that is advising about legal, about experiential, about everything, consultants that are working for the client. That's a project entity that is full and is in the early design stage. We are deciding in the best, the very best moment. Okay, and we are delivering one product that is unique, all of us, that has a different scale. Buildings are not last mile products like in Amazon. Okay, that's not the point. Even cars are last mile. You can deliver right now cars and go to the machine and you got your car. You send the old one and you deliver, you get a new one. This is not the point. Homes are not the same product, and we create unique, even two homes that are equal are not equal, maybe similar, but are not the same. Different families, different needs. You know, we are working for the customer each time, and we need this contact with the customer.
Okay, so is BIM directly synonymous with sustainability?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. In my opinion, that's the point. BIM is like a collaboration. BIM is collaboration. BIM sustainability is completely linked. The concept is completely linked. Without the BIM, without the data, without the simulation, without the capabilities of the modeling process, it's impossible. Sustainability is a question of a relationship. Even is social sustainability and economical. There is 3 pillars on sustainability, but most of all, BIM acts directly in environmental and indirectly, but in the project entity, in the processes, even in the city, at city level, because we have the collaboration with BIM model at city level, we are acting directly on social and economic sustainability. You know, we have models, we can simulate even business process. We have the simulation of the cost, we have the simulations of the time, how we build, how we build these facilities, and how we operate these facilities. All this data, performance, etc., gives us the data needed to create the value chain. And certainty is against sustainability. We need, for sure, to know which is the performance, which is the development, which is the output that we are creating, which is the overall result. You know, architects are creating this kind of models in the past with 2D layouts, and it's impossible. But when you are creating only the 2D layout, the 3D models, and you are simulating that, you are only a part of the process. We need collaboration for sustainability. And we need that because we have all the data needed for cover this uncertainty, and that's the link with sustainability. We have all the resources and we have all the answers to ensure that we are creating something sustainable, something adapted at the right moment and the right time for the city and in the built environment.
Okay, and finally, we introduced the question of life cycle.
Yeah, for the life cycle, I have the same answer all the time, that is referring to the change of the industry. Because life cycle is now an innovation in the construction industry that is becoming more the built environment life cycle industry. Okay, we are seeing all the life cycle, not only how we pre-design, design, and build, but operate. Okay, and the words in English, AEC, architecture, engineering, construction, is the traditional AEC, is changing to a new industry, the new AECO industry, that is architecture, engineering, construction, and operations. That's the point. Operations is the key right here. Is the key that we are seeing 4 years of construction and 30 years of operation. That's the big point. Even Patrick McLean, that is well known because the theory and the diffusion of the theory of the BIM Bam Boom tells about the boom of the operations industry. We are focusing on bricks, on concrete, and that's in the steel. And this is not the point. We are creating something to create business. And the business is in the operations, it's experiential, it's doing money, it's making money and making experiential and making protection, security, giving opportunities to people to do something and create something innovative there. And then, you know, the new eco industry is focusing on the life cycle. The name is the focus, is the concept for the future. You know, we are creating the whole product. Even other industries talks about PLM, product lifecycle management. In this case, is the industry for the product lifecycle management. This is the kind of industry that needs a focus, even for only one product unique.
Now let's talk about OpenBIM. What is it and what does it mean to you?
a lot of people create something that is called BIM, that is something that is generic. The term was created by George Lasering, that is BIM. But OpenBIM is the concept of something that is shared by each one. There is different proprietary BIMs, but now, from 20 years ago, we have this kind of people engaged to create the standard, because we have the consensus of what is a wall, what is a column, what is a window, you know. And for me, OpenBIM means collaboration. For me, OpenBIM means sharing the information, exchange information, that we are working together, we are working in the same model, and then innovation arises. Collaboration and innovation is, for me, OpenBIM. And it's huge. It's like in the first age of the computers, you know, where the compatibility was the most important thing of the personal computers. You have an Excel in your computer, and in the first moment, it's incompatible, the Excel with a tulip, with the Excel of a compact or of IBM, or it's incredible. But then the concept of compatibility create an incredible movement, because we can share information one each other all over the world. That's the same. We are sharing this compatibility of the information in all along the life cycle with the people, and sharing the information with all the devices, internet, with the co-design, with the customers, with the occupants, with the asset managers, with the companies that create and are the proprietaries and the investors on the asset and occupies the asset, the spaces. Okay, we can share the co-design. And for me, means collaboration and co-design and innovation.
Okay, when we're talking about OpenBIM or collaboration, we often hear the word interoperability associated with it.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
Yeah, interoperability is the process that link one each other, the link together. With interoperability, we send the same information. We are sending not the same information, we're modeling and sending to others that are receiving now in real time. You know, most of all, the process now is not all real time, but there is a lot of skills and abilities that enables in the early design stage that everyone has the same information at the same time. You know, interoperability is the key to obtain that, is the concept that to obtain that. I send you something that I know that you understand. And this is the process. Building Smart was created 20 years ago. Mr. Patrick McLean, invaluable in the field of the construction industry, evolving to the built environment life cycle industry. Patrick McLean create in United States Building Smart, and then Europe adopts the model and creates the standards. 20 years, a lot of time to decide this kind of a semantic, this kind of agreement, the consensus, and a lot of people participate there to create this semantic and shared and consensus standard for the whole world. And this is huge because create the future. They see, all these guys from Building Smart see the future 20 years ago. And now we have the OpenBIM standards and can share this information because the interoperability is here. Okay? And Building Smart is accepted by ISO and is accepted as the only one to create the standards of OpenBIM in the world. That is huge. All the countries in the world must adopt the OpenBIM standard. A lot of countries, United States, United Kingdom, Italy, Spain, France, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Norwegian countries, one of the first to adopt BIM, really adopt BIM, Canada, etc. There is 20 or 24, between 2024, I don't remember, countries that are there in the Building Smart Alliance and are adopting these standards. And now it's becoming, in another 20 countries, are expecting adoption. That's because interoperability. They can standardize and accept and implement and adopt the OpenBIM standard. And it's huge for every nation and even for the world, for this global activity that is becoming a global activity. You know, there is opportunities out there, like United Kingdom saw in the past. Okay.
Okay, you talked about open building standards. What are those standards?
Yeah, there is 3 standards in a semantic. This is a kind of word that is complicated for the public, but understand, we are architects, engineers in the field of building, in the field of engineering, of infrastructures, or industrial, we all together understand a wall, understand a window, and we are standardizing this wall, this window, this slab, this column, okay? That's the process. And when we standardize the whole building, we can create a model and share the building, okay? The model itself, the 3D model with the data, is called IFC, Information Foundation Classes. It's one of the standards. It's like a triangle. We have the model that is data representation. We have the IDMs, in industry delivery manuals, that is the protocols, you know, the protocol that is for exchange information is one protocol in the country or several protocols, and you know how to exchange this information. This is another standard of processes. And the other standard is, as you know, a language is impossible without a dictionary, without terminology. We need all to talk about walls or talk about columns or talk about windows in the same term. We use in the same term. You know, the classification, how we manage all this data that we name, and this is a terminology, is called IFD. And you know, this triangle of dictionary, model, and processes, the 3 standards implemented, and we are done. This is the future.
Great. And so lastly, how are these standards, how is OpenBIM being used in the world? Can I deliver in OpenBIM?
Yeah, we can deliver, but 13 projects. The question is huge for the whole world to implement and adopt BIM. And the industry resists to adopt BIM because it's a change, it's some kind of disruptive change, because we have data, new processes, collaboration, innovation, early design stage, we operate. That is new for the building industry to become more a life cycle built environment industry. And you know, a lot of work, a lot of projects are delivered using BIM and the right methodologies of BIM. It's not only little BIM, we are developing big BIM. I suggest this kind of concept to see in another, I guess, in another BIM ZERO, and explaining which is little BIM and big BIM. We are trying to deliver so-called level 3 or so-called mature BIM. It's this big BIM that is the whole process that gives the whole value chain. In the world, there is only a few countries, but large countries and important countries, relevant countries, that are adopting BIM and adopts the delivery, most of all for public projects. But you know, investors must see this question and say, if the government are using OpenBIM standards, why I don't request OpenBIM standard, because it's valuable for me. If the government of UK is saving money with the health system, with the whole health system, and the cross rails, and the infrastructures, and the highways, and using BIM in these projects to operate these facilities and these infrastructures, why the large investment funds or even a householder can't do that? Can't do that. The question is only request to the architects and the engineers that are prepared to do that. Everything is right there. And then for governments, the question is to request and encourage the government to be brave, to be technological, understand that is one of the barriers, the technological understanding of the future, of the digital era, what is one of the barriers. And when they understand the value of the data, they understand that they must approve the possibility to deliver BIM projects at local level. You know, that is the key, is where is the residents, is in the cities and in the regions, in the counties, That's the point. Must be adopted all over. This is not the last chance for paper, but it's one of the last chance for paper to be there, because paper must be the old-fashioned and only in museums, in my opinion. And then encourage people that has influence at political level, at at the party level, to encourage the majors, to encourage the government, everyone, encourage one each other to adopt BIM as a business model for the society, as a new advantage for the society. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, because I explained something that is out of my scope, that is political need of the BIM. But politics are understanding the value of this kind of thing, and from the top down, we have it's an hybrid strategy. From the bottom up, we have everything there. We have the standards, we have the purpose of the BIM, we have the people, the disciplines, we are connecting one each other. We only need that this will be at a legal level adopted and permits us to deliver BIM projects.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation and for the answers, Gustavo. This has been great. I would like to, firstly, of course, thank you again. Thank our audience as well, and recommend our audience to check in the future the next events of the BIM ZERO series. For me,
thank you for having me.
Thank you again, and goodbye, everyone.